Hello, law students and legal practitioners. Today, we will analyze the case of Saquilayan versus Commission on Elections, GR number 157249, decided by the Supreme Court on November 28, 2003. Let's begin. Here are the legal doctrines of the case. Election contests involve public interest, hence, laws governing election protests must be liberally construed to ascertain the true will of the electorate. Technicalities and procedural barriers should not be allowed to defeat the people's choice of their elective officials. An election protest sufficiently states a cause of action when it alleges specific acts of misappreciation, misreading, or illegal counting of ballots that, if proven, could overturn the result of the election, even if the protest covers all precincts of a municipality. General allegations may be sufficient in a mayoralty election protest covering all precincts of a municipality, provided the allegations clearly describe specific fraudulent acts and irregularities affecting the appreciation and counting of ballots. The doctrine in Miguel v. Comelec prevails over Peña v. HRET in similar factual settings. Here are the relevant facts of the case. Homer T. Saquilayan and Oscar Jarro were opposing candidates for the position of municipal mayor of Imus, Cavite, in the May 14, 2001 local elections. After canvassing, Saquilayan was proclaimed winner with 27,494 votes as against Jarro's 26,746 votes, a margin of 748 votes. On May 28, 2001, Jarro filed an election protest before the Regional Trial Court, RTC, of Imus, Cavite, contesting the results in all 453 precincts of the municipality. He alleged numerous fraudulent acts and irregularities, including misreading and misappreciation of ballots, wrongful counting of stray, marked, and fake ballots, illegal preparation of ballots, and unlawful padding of votes in favor of Saquilayan. Saquilayan filed an answer with a motion to dismiss, arguing that the election protest failed to state a cause of action because the allegations were general and did not specify particular precincts. The RTC denied the motion. Saquilayan then went to the Comelec Second Division, which ruled in his favor and ordered the dismissal of the protest. Upon Jarro's motion for reconsideration, the Comelec N Bank reversed the Second Division and ordered the RTC to proceed with the hearing of the election protest. Aggrieved, Saquilayan filed a petition for certiorari before the Supreme Court, alleging grave abuse of discretion on the part of the Comelec N Bank. Issue 1. Whether the election protest filed by Jarro sufficiently stated a cause of action. Yes, the election protest sufficiently stated a cause of action. A motion to dismiss for failure to state a cause of action hypothetically admits the truth of the allegations in the protest. Election laws must be liberally construed, and allegations of ballot misappreciation and illegal counting, if proven, are sufficient to warrant revision of ballots. The court held that Jarro's protest enumerated specific acts of fraud and irregularities in ballot appreciation and counting across all precincts of Imus. These allegations, if proven, could change the election result. Thus, the protest was not a mere rhetorical pleading and justified the continuation of proceedings. Issue 2. Whether the doctrine in Peña v. HRET applied so as to warrant dismissal of the election protest. No, the doctrine in Miguel v. Comelec, not Peña, applies. In Peña, dismissal was warranted because of vague allegations and failure to specify precincts in a congressional contest. In Miguel, general allegations covering all precincts in a mayoralty contest were held sufficient to allow ballot revision. The later ruling prevails in case of inconsistency. The court found Jarro's protest analogous to Miguel since it involved a municipal mayoralty contest and specifically described how votes were misappreciated or illegally counted in all precincts. The protest was therefore properly allowed to proceed. Issue 3. Whether Comelec N Bank committed grave abuse of discretion in ordering the continuation of the election protest. No, Comelec N Bank did not commit grave abuse of discretion. Comelec has broad discretion in election cases, particularly when determining whether an election protest should proceed to ascertain the electorate's true will. Courts disfavor interpretations that suppress the popular mandate through technicalities. By allowing the election protest to proceed, Comelec N Bank acted within its authority and in line with the constitutional duty to ensure free, orderly, and honest elections. There was no capricious or whimsical exercise of judgment. Thank you for listening and happy learning. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Legal Shepherd PH YouTube channel and click the notification bell to stay updated on newly uploaded cases and jurisprudence. See you again for our next case discussions.